humans, this is an adoption campaign, but it's not for me or Mr. Buttons or Frank over there. It's for you, humans. This is a call to humans to adopt our movement, to adopt our cause.
This isn't just about saving one of us.
It's about saving all of us.
Thousands of lives, every single day.
It's about support for every one of us four, and sometimes not four-legged best friends, waiting to meet a best friend of our own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge.
Shelter by shelter, city by city.
We can save thousands of pets each day. Join us. Together we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. For the past few weeks, we've been highlighting different ways that the community can help the Sylacauga Animal Shelter and the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill. And we're going to continue that series today. We're going to talk to Mitzi Martin about how we can help with the cat rescue, with kitten fostering, and anything else we can get to. So Mitzi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So we talked a lot about dog fostering, puppy fostering last week with Terry Brooks. Let's start with kitten fostering today, because you have been years in this taking care of cats and kittens for feral dogs. So there's no one better to talk to about this than you, because you know our needs for that. So what happens with kitten fostering? Do we need more fosters? All of the things.
We can always use more fosters.
Okay.
More foster homes. They just as people hit us up and ask us, can you please take this litter of kittens, or I found this stray kitten in a parking lot or something like that. So it could be anywhere from 1 to 3 to 6. And you basically just bring them home, and we provide them with all the supplies, and they just foster them and keep them healthy until they get a certain weight. So at 3 pounds is when we will load them up and take them to the spay and neuter clinic, get them all fixed, and then they can go up for adoption.
So just like it is with puppy fostering, Feral Dogs of Avondale will provide all of the supplies.
Yes.
So we've got everything there. So basically, if you have space and you've got the time and you love kittens, then you can become a kitten foster. So what is a day in the life of a kitten foster? Let's talk about that, because people will ask me, how much time will it take? Do I have the space? What do I need?
It's just a basic morning routine of going in there and replenishing their food, scooping their litter boxes, checking to make sure they're okay. Then we all go to work and then come back and do it again when we get off.
Okay. So and kittens they're especially if you have more than one, they certainly play a lot. So they can take. They can entertain themselves a lot of times.
Yes.
And you can also, just like we talked about last week with puppies, you can have the joy of having a kitten, and then the kitten can get adopted, and you can have another kitten at your house if you love kittens.
If you can let them go.
if you can let them go. That's always the problem with fosters. Now, let's talk about, you said if we get hit up with people needing help with cats and kittens. So, of course, we get calls almost daily,
yes,
or messages almost daily with people needing help with puppies or kittens, but there's just not a lot we can do if we don't have the fosters and we don't have the support to help with that. So right now, all of your fosters are full, correct?
Right.
And the only way we can help more is if we can find more fosters. So if you're interested in fostering, please contact the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill. You can message me, you can message Mitzi, and we can get you hooked up with everything that you need. Mm-hmm. Because the more we can help, then the more we can get off the streets and find homes.
Exactly.
So let's talk about our outlet for adoptions, because you've had over 1,000 kittens from the foster system get adopted or sent to rescue. But it's different with cats than puppies. So let's talk about rescue situation with kittens and how we can get them adopted out.
Okay. Well, of course, we have more options for puppies because we have more what we call sister rescues that will pull puppies from us and take them to various states. We don't have that with kittens. Most of those rescues shelters are full of kittens themselves.
Okay.
So they just can't help us. So it's very rare that we get to send kittens off to another rescue.
Okay.
So most of those have to go to PetSense to be adopted. Of course, we have Pet Finder that we put them on, and they get hits off of it and do adoptions there.
Okay.
But that's our main focus is PetSense.
So if someone is looking for a kitten, then of course you can go to PetSense, and also just contact us, because the kittens that haven't made it to PetSense yet are sitting in foster waiting to be adopted. So pretty much if you know what kind of kitten you like, we probably have access to it. We probably have it, between us and the shelter also.
Right.
Now some of the cats that rotate through the PetSense population are from the shelter also,
Yes.
correct? So we do pull some of the cats from the shelter, and you can go to the shelter to see cats and kittens, but then also at least one of the cages at PetSense will usually have one of the shelter cats there. So either way, you're helping with the cat population here. Now you mentioned other states, they already have a lot of kittens. So
Yes.
I know there are lots of laws and rules and regulations that other states have right with dogs, and so they don't have puppies, they don't have all the dogs roaming around that we have here, but cats are tougher. Cats are a different story, and you've taken on quite the job with trying to spay and neuter and take care of this kitten population and cat population that we have around here. So let's talk about, outside of fostering, outside of adopting, what are ways that we can help you? Because you also handle the TNR, the Trap, Neuter, and Release program that we have.
Okay. Our biggest need is helping volunteers at PetSense.
Okay.
So we do a roster every week, and you just sign up for which day you would like to go, and then you just go to PetSense and clean the cage, replenish their food and water, make sure everything's okay with them. It probably doesn't take 30 to 45 minutes. You're done and leave for the day. But we like to go in with a volunteer at PetSense every morning before noon and clean that cage up and, replenish.
Okay.
We need volunteers for PetSense. We need volunteers for TNR.
Okay.
I don't know if people understand that that's Trap, Neuter, Release.
Let's talk about that. What happens with TNR, and why is that important?
I'm sure most everybody in Sylacauga is familiar with all the stray cats. Mm-hmm. But we started in 2021 going into the city itself, downtown, and trapping those cats and fixing them, putting them back out. They all usually have somebody that will feed them and take care of them after that. So we started there, tried to get all the cats in town fixed, and then we started moving on the outskirts of town, trying to fix cats. They are just homeless, that really nobody owns them.
Okay.
Because as we worked more with the Sylacauga Animal Shelter, they just kept flowing in, and it was just nonstop, constant demand, and the shelter couldn't take them all. And then, so the only thing we need to do to combat that was to get out on the streets and fix the cats.
Okay. Because the same thing with any of the dogs or cats, spaying and neutering is the answer to trying to fix this problem. So we'll get to that. There are a lot of different ways that you can get help to spay and neuter, but this Trap, Neuter, and Release, what have you seen with the different colonies? So you've got the downtown cats, you've worked with other areas, you said in the outskirts, and how many cats are you to now with the?
I think I just did 722.
Since 2021?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a huge number, and yet cats can reproduce pretty quickly,
Yes.
and so it's hard to stay on top of it.
People don't understand how fast they can go back into heat again. Like right now, I know of a mother cat that is nursing 8-week-old kittens, and she's already pregnant again. I couldn't get her fixed this week because she's got milk.
Okay.
So then we have to wait for the kittens to get off, her milk to dry up, then you can get her spayed, but it happens that fast.
And the colonies that you've worked with, getting back to that, what have you seen with those? Have you seen them, with the ones that you've been able to trap all of the cats and get them fixed?
We call it stabilizing a colony.
Okay.
So when you go in there, just say there's 22 cats at that colony. Once you fix all 22 cats, you call that stabilized. And then from that point on, you will notice a decrease. They're going to get hit by cars. They're going to have dogs come through and kill them, unfortunately. They're going to get sick and die. And so those numbers that started off at 22, maybe 18 months later, may only be 17 cats, and then it just decreases over time.
Okay. So you're not looking at the lifespan of a house cat? Because I know
Right.
people would be concerned that, oh my gosh, we're getting all these cats fixed, we're going to have them in this area for 18 years, but that just doesn't happen
No.
with a colony like that.
Stray cats don't have as long of a lifespan.
Now, so what do you need help with the trapping cats?
We start every Sunday afternoon trapping, and we usually have 3 or 4 different locations. We don't like to leave our traps unattended, so we just need people to just sit and watch the trap, set the trap. Once you catch something, collect it, get it to me for the night, if you can't overnight it for me, and then we get it to the vet Monday morning, get them fixed, pick them up. So we need transporters. Just get them to the vet, drop them off, pick them up 4:30 when he's through with them, and then I'll overnight them again.
So that's another way to help.
Yes.
So that's there's so many ways that you can help, but here's another one. I mean, all you have to do is contact Mitzi with this one, because then you can get on that rotation of figuring out, okay, who's going to put the trap out, who's going to watch the trap, who's going to take the cat to the vet and pick it up and release it again. So it does require a lot of different steps there to get that done, and that doesn't need to just be you. we need help. So we need people out there on the streets.
Well, if you think about it, if you've got a colony and you only got 2 or 3 holding out, so to say, you know, that are not going in a trap, you could be sitting at that trap for 5 or 6 hours and still may not catch one of them. And if you're trying to do that at 4 or 5 different locations, one person can't.
How often do you catch the same cat that's been fixed over and over?
It's rare, but we will. There's always one at a colony that just wants the food so bad he'll take the chance again.
We had a colony of cats, and we lived in Atlanta outside of our apartment that we started trapping. And there was one cat, we ended up keeping her, but she kept going into the trap. So we trapped her. Every time we put it out, we would
Yeah.
catch Smelly Cat. So we decided to adopt her because she apparently was asking us to stay with us or something. But it can be a tough situation to try to get all of the cats, because some of them get very trap savvy, and then you're not able to catch them as easily.
Well, they've watched everybody else get trapped. They know what I am. They know what that trap is.
But at the same time, they see them all come back. You would think they would think, well, this can't be that bad. But who knows what's going through a cat's brain.
That's right.
Now let's talk about. We've got some cats that are available. So we've got these pictures you sent me.
That is Mig, and he is about 9 weeks old now, and he has a brother. I'm sure he'll put up next, Tig.
Okay, there's Tig.
So they are at a colony that I was TNRing. So
Okay.
when you go out to a colony and you've got kittens at it, those kittens get in the way.
Okay.
You don't want those kittens going in the traps because they will remember that. And then when they get old enough to be fixed, they won't go in that trap. So if the kittens are friendly like these were, I try to get them into a foster home.
Okay. Because when they're young, even if they come from a feral or wild cat mama, they can still be adoptable and still
Yes.
be great with a family.
Yeah, so if I go to a location and the kittens are coming up to me, I go ahead and try to grab those and put those in a foster home. But the problem is I don't have enough foster homes.
Okay.
But these two, the colony caretaker let me know that their little brother had died. And so I ran down there and got these two, not knowing what the brother died from. And within 12 hours at my house, they broke with panleukopenia,
Oh no.
which is like a parvo for puppies, but that's what you call it for cats.
Okay.
And so it was round the clock, 5 or 6 days, fluids, force feeding, medicating, just trying to get them to survive the panleukopenia. And as you can see, they did. And now they're in a foster home, and they'll be available for adoption, hopefully together.
So they're a very they're a success story with
Yes.
nursing them back to health, and they're sweet kittens. And
Yes.
so if you're looking for a kitten, that's the other way you can help is adopt. So again, I mean, we've got those two that are our pets of the week, but you've got all kinds of options because
Yes.
Mitzi's got foster system that's full. Because do you know how many you have in foster right now?
We probably have about 20 or so right now.
Okay, so there's 20 different cats that you can choose from, and as well as the ones that are at PetSense. Does that include the ones at PetSense? And
No.
okay, so we got some at PetSense. We got some at the shelter also. But you do so much wonderful work, and we appreciate everything you do for the cats and the kittens in this area. And you've got many different ways that you can help that you may not have known about. So if you have any questions about volunteering, about cleaning a cage at PetSense, or adopting a cat, or picking up a trap and taking a cat to the vet, then we've got jobs for you. So
right.
please contact us you can message us at the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill on our Facebook page, or you can email us at theferaldogsofavondalemil@gmail.com. And if you know any of us personally, then just talk to us and we'll get you set up with things to do. There's no shortage of things to do
That's right.
with dogs and cats in this area. So thank you so much for coming on and talking about everything, and hopefully we'll find a home for Tig and Mig for Christmas.
I hope so.
And thank you for joining us. We'll have more Daybreak after these messages.